And here's David Jaffe too. Okay, this is only 4 minutes. This is the last one.
So Game Pass has obviously increased their prices across the board. Game Pass Ultimate, which is what I've had, $20 is now $30.
Yeah. Okay.
We were always expecting price increases. Every subscription
not
service
this
goes
degree.
up. It's
Not this
pretty
degree.
steep increase for sure.
Yes,
but
it is.
I won't be canceling. I want to just talk about this briefly and tell you why.
Oh God, no, Jaffe.
You
no.
think a WoW sub would make GP worth $30?
It'd make it worth 25. And if they put WoW on consoles, then that would work. But they haven't done anything like that.
Why, for me, Game Pass still makes a lot of sense. Obviously, the deal's not as good as it used to be, but there's still a deal to be had. I tweeted this yesterday. I took it down because I got it wrong. I was assuming when Xbox tweeted all these games that all of these were coming to Game Pass. Then someone's like, no, that's not the case. That's why I took it down, because I'm like, holy shit, they have Battlefield 6. They have Little Nightmares 3. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 Remaster, all these coming to Game Pass. Turns out that was not the case. So that's why I took it down. And of course, someone's like, you could say the sky is blue and Jaffe would find a way to be a contrarian. I'm not being a contrarian.
Okay.
Anthony is back. I'm just saying I've always loved Game Pass. I still think it's a great deal. For a long time, I was assuming that the reason Game Pass was so appealing to me was because I do a lot of streaming and I play a lot of games and I try a lot of games out, so it made sense. But when I actually went to my play history, and let's go back basically a year, and I won't pick old games that I went back and played, like Starfield and stuff. So new games, Expedition Mud Runner, I'm guessing prices here. I don't really know. I'm going to be conservative, but
50.
Expedition Mud Runner game, I would have purchased that. That was $50. Indiana Jones, I'll just put that down for 60. Again, being real conservative. Sniper Elite, I would have bought. I'm going to put that at 50. Stalker, I would have bought for sure. I'm going to say
of course,
that's a
David
70.
Jaffe isn't going to cancel Game Pass when other people's money pays for it.
Boom, Jesus Christ.
Time for bed. Love you all and wanted to say you're out of touch, and I'm out of time. I'm out of my head when you're not around.
Thank you, Dode, for the 5. Thank you for the 5, Boom, as well.
Again, some of these small games like Snow Riders, yes, I would have bought, but I'm not really including those for now. I definitely would have bought Rematch, but I don't know what that costs. Let's just say it's 30. Doom, I definitely would have bought. I'm going to say that's 70. Ninja Gaiden Black, probably, but only for like 30, so I'm going to put that down for 30. And then Call of Duty Black Ops 6, of course, I've been playing that all year long. That's $70. And then coming up before the year ends, we've got Ninja Gaiden 4. That's another 70, and Call of Duty Black Ops 7, that's another 70, which brings a total to basically $700. Or you can pay Game Pass and you can get for the year, it'll be $360. And that also includes all these other games you get that.
The problem, Jaffe, the problem is you don't have to buy these games day one. And the other problem is these games go on massive discounts consistently throughout the entire year. So you do not have to buy those games this way. You can literally just go through and be like, I'll play that game when I get to it, when it's a good enough price. You even said, I'll buy that game when it's $30. There is no need to go out and get these games the very day that they release, because it is impossible for you to even think that and be logically go through and say, oh, I have to buy this game right now, day one, to play it. The problem is you're paying more just to have the ability to say, I can get this day one now. That's the issue. Old Nemesis, thank you for the follow.
I would play, whether it's something
But
I'm
FOMO,
curious
yes, true.
about, but really haven't had the time, haven't wanted to waste the money on something like Hogwarts, or whether it's one of these smaller games coming, like the Lighthouse game from Double Fine, or Annapurna's game Mixtape that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. And because it is, you know, quote, psychologically free, I'll probably also try out Outer Worlds 2, and I'll be able to stream that, or I will eventually get around to Silksong. So $700 compared to $360, which is basically you're saving half of what you would spend. Yes, you would own the games. And I know that's important to some people who watch, and I respect that. I get that. But because I don't really care about those things, I don't really need to own the games. Once I'm done with Ninja Gaiden 4,
the problem is, Jaffe, as well, you're not getting anything extra for the price increase. You're literally just paying more to keep that same kind of service being active for yourself. So you were paying $240, now you're paying $360 for the same service and those same games that were coming your way. That's the issue. There was nothing else extra in there for you to go ahead and actually do that. Now you're just paying more to pay more. And that's the problem that people are having. Because nothing else was given to you extra besides Fortnite bucks or some bullshit. That just goes to show that the actual price increase was not necessary at all. That's the problem. Like, that's
Hold
the
me
real
now,
problem.
I'm 6 feet from the edge. And I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down.
That's right, Raging. Thank you for the 5. Exactly.
Jaffe talking, sounds like my ass after Del Taco.
Stop, Cypher. Thank you for the 2.
I probably will never go back to it. I don't need it on a shelf somewhere in my home. So for me, that's why. It's still a staggeringly good deal. The number of games I listed are like 12 games. It's a new game every month, basically. And those are the big games, like AAA games or whatnot. The Call of Duty, Ninja Gaiden, what have you, every single month. Yeah, if you only play 3 games a year, it makes total sense not to go with Game Pass. But for people who watch these videos that I make and are part of our community, it's kind of hard to imagine that you're not picking up a new game every 2 months, every 1 month.
But you don't,
I'm not trying to sell you on it. I'm just trying to explain, because people have asked, what are you going to do? What do you think about the Game Pass?
But you're not getting any benefits of an increase in price. That's the problem. You were doing the exact same thing for $240. Now you're doing the same thing for $360. That's the issue. My Nana's showing. Thanks, Pedro.
Increase.
Good catch.
And I think the Game Pass increase sucks. It always sucks when things get more expensive, but it's pretty easy for someone like me, or even if I'm just buying the AAA games, to go, it's still a great value if you don't really care about collecting. So I continue to be a big fan, a big supporter, and it has absolutely nothing to do with me being contrarian. Anthony is back. It has everything to do with me going, that's a great deal. And it's exciting. It's fun to always tune into Game Pass and see what they're dropping any given day.
It was always good to tune in to see what Game Pass was dropping. But the problem is that you're dropping to see what's there just for extra money, just for it to be there, bro. You're out of touch. I'm out of time. But I'm out of my head when you're not around. You're out of touch. I'm out of time. But you're out of my head when you're not around. Oh, oh, oh.